The promise, the future, and life. Let this light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside. Paparian, I think. I see you, Mikasa. Good evening. I hope you are good. Maggie for God, I see you. Good evening. The promise, the future, and life. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope we are good. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world. Thank God for another day. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside. Happy Thursday. Bringing hope and make you feel alright. Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, 8:13. Good evening. I hope you are good. Happy Thursday. Bringing hope and make you feel alright. Rainbow, the promise, the future. Fresh, I see you. Thank you so much. Good evening. Let this light that's within me shine to the whole world. Eunice, I see you. Good evening. Happy Thursday. Tolani, welcome. Bring understanding and love. Oh, thank you, gracias. Thank you. VP for Christ, I see you. Thank you, 8:13. God bless you. Adasa, the preferred. Hey, happy Thursday to you. Mary, is it Mary Low? Mary Low or Marello? I don't know. Good evening to you. Rehoboth, I see you. Adasa, how have you been? It's been a while. I hope you are good. Happy Thursday to you. AY Dot, I see you. Good evening. Please help me share this live. Help me share this live to your married friends, even the non-married ones, because everybody needs to learn. Faye, I see you. Thanks for joining. I hope we are good. Okay. So TikTok is asking me to let you know that you can get daily bonus points after completing all daily missions. I don't know, whatever that is. Thank you, A13. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Yeah. Let us light that's within me shine to the whole world. Hey, this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, I am going to, if I'm rejoicing and I'm glad in it, regardless, you know. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you're joining from. Shan, Good evening to you. I hope you are good. I hope the week has favored us by the grace of God. Medicine, I see you. Good evening. Welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal. Today, Thursday, the 13th of November 2025. This month is really speeding up. I don't know where it's running to, but even the year altogether is coming to an end. It's been a roller coaster of a year. The year has been, oh my goodness. But we're still standing. That's the most important thing. And thank God for life. Thank God for His grace, His mercy. Thank God that despite all of the ups and downs, we are still here. We are still standing. It's very important to always acknowledge God and give Him the praise that is due Him. Because if not for God, we might think, things are bad and bad. If not for God, things might really be worse. But we thank God, In all things, my Bible says we ought to give thanks to God. So I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for this community as well. Please do me a big favor. Share this live to all of your friends, your followers. Let them be part of our talk today. It's very important. We're not just here, to talk and all. I always say when we're giving the talk, when we're giving submissions, we always have to self-reflect, because we can do better. As a husband, we need to reflect. As a wife, we need to reflect so that we can do better in our marriages. Enjoy the goodness of marriage as designed by God. It's very important. Otherwise, we'll see marriage as work. Oh, is it worth it? And a lot is going on in the society today when it comes to marriage. The importance of it, the essence of marriage is being lost by the day, and it saddens my heart to see, my goodness, people not able to persevere anymore, people not able to withstand certain things they cannot tolerate anymore. They don't even want to understand anymore. Everybody just want to do their thing and all of that. But we can see what is happening in the society today. Children being raised by single parents, the fathers are missing, the mothers are missing, and a whole lot, is just going on in the marriage world, or the marriage scene. But as much as it lies with you, it lies with me. What are we doing, to kind of curb all the negativity about marriage that is going around the world? So let's do our bit. And God helping all of us to keep doing better. It's not easy. Marriage is not for boys and girls, like I say. It's for mature man, a mature woman. It's not for lily-livered people, because if you don't have what it takes, you may not last in there. But all the same, marriage is beautiful. Marriage is a learning institution. Marriage is, in fact, it's amazing. That's how I put it. Through the ups and downs of it, because we don't always have a smooth sail in the journey of marriage. But however, we enjoy so many things in there as well. And I thank God for creating that institution. And bet you, if God knew it was not going to work, I don't think He would have created it. Everybody would just be friends. For a woman, if you just feel like they need to have a child, you go to a place that has been designed. You just go, you come out, you're pregnant, you go and have your baby and live life. But you and I know it's not designed that way. Even though the world has tried to reframe, the institution called marriage, but you and I know the truth. A marriage takes place when a man and a woman come together to be husband and wife. Okay, so my preambling is over. I'm just going to go into the note because it's a bit lengthy, and I don't know what examples will come to the tip of my tongue and all of that. But I want us to get the essence of this talk today. Marriage and perseverance. Marriage and perseverance. And I gave it a subtitle, Standing Firm Together Through Every Season of Life. You have chosen this man, you have chosen this woman to spend the rest of your life with, in riches, in poor, in sickness, in health, and all of those vows we make. So, are we persevering? Are we holding on? Are we hopeful? There's no one season that lasts forever. Season come, season go. But in all of this, one of the key things that will sustain us through every season of marriage is perseverance. And mind you, at this point, I'm going to say this, I am not talking about domestic violence, I'm not talking about domestic abuse, so we need to get that right. Every other thing we're saying is still on marriage and perseverance. When it goes to that extreme, that is not God's plan for any man or any woman in a marriage. So standing firm together through every season of life. These are questions, we need to kind of ask ourselves. As I give the talk, let's kind of, reflect within us, especially we that are married, because there's a whole lot going on in the marriage scene. Some things you would hear and it just saddens your heart. And these things are, making couples separate, couples divorcing just because. And is this God's intention? Of course not. So that means there's something missing in the marriage. There's something that needs to be put back in so that husband and wife can live together, happily ever after, if I can say that. So, marriage is one of God's greatest institution, a covenant of relationship designed to reflect God's love, His faithfulness, and unity. The Trinity, God the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, they operate hand in hand. And that bond, that unity, that faithfulness, that love is what God wants us to experience in our marriage, because they always liken this to God's love, God's faithfulness and all of that. So it is not merely a contract between two people. When you get married, you sign this certificate and that certificate and all of that. It's beyond that. It's beyond that contract between two people. It is a divine covenant. You stand before God, the owner, the maker, the author of this marriage institution, and you say you have found the one. This is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Come rain, come shine. So it's a divine covenant between a man and a woman and God. Men, men come family and all of that, they come secondary, if I can say that. There's a popular verse in the Bible, Genesis 2:24. It says, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother, meaning you will leave home at some point, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. This is the word of God. And if you have a deep knowledge of one flesh, two people becoming one flesh, it's amazing. It's amazing the revelation you can get from there. However, every marriage, no matter how loving or godly, faces tests and seasons of trial. I didn't say season of trial, seasons of trial. So these seasons, it require one critical virtue: perseverance. Perseverance, it keeps love alive even when emotions waver. It is the strength to stay in there, to grow, to forgive, and fight for the covenant you made before God. How important is this covenant to you? It's very crucial we have this understanding, because words are just mere words if it doesn't have a meaning to you or to whoever it is that is saying it. They're just mere words. Anybody can use words. But what does it carry? What weight does those words, what does it carry within you when you're saying, I love you till death do us part, in sickness and in health? Do you actually believe in those words? Because you're making a covenant before your maker and before this person you have chosen to spend the rest of your life with. So I'm going to be breaking it down some more. Let's understand marriage as a covenant. Let's understand marriage as a covenant. If you don't know what covenant means, please go and Google it or check your dictionary. Marriage is not built on feelings, but on faithfulness. If you're not able to commit to that person, you cannot be faithful to them, do not go into it with them. Feelings change. Covenant endures no matter what season. Feelings may change, but you remember the covenant you made before God. And sometimes you might just wait a little bit longer in that relationship. A covenant is a sacred promise before God. I keep saying this, before God. You might think, oh, all your family, friends, loved ones, people flew in from Miami, everywhere they're there. No, utmost person, God. You made this promise before God. So a covenant is a sacred promise before God to love, to honor, and remain committed, not only when it's easy, but especially when it is hard. Perseverance. And then I'm talking about marriage, covenant marriage. Some people, when I say, oh, I didn't get married in the church, we just went to one hall, and all of that. God is everywhere. Whether you call him into that wedding ceremony or not, God was present, or God is always present. And it doesn't matter. And besides, that's God's institution you're engaging in. So whether you acknowledge the creator of marriage or not, you're dabbling into God's thing. So, how do they say it? Denying the power thereof. It doesn't matter. God created marriage, and you decide to go into it, whether you believe in God or not. Therefore, yeah, God is present when you take that woman to say this, I love you, I spend the rest of my life, and all of that, to take that man to say the same thing. It's very important. Thank you so much for sharing the live. I always say the fastest, easiest way. Click down on your screen for about 3 seconds and all these names will pop up. Click send, send, send. Scroll down, send, send, send. Please help me send this. This is it. Might be the best gift you might give a friend or someone following you. Malachi chapter 2 verse 14, because I will go there, you know me, says the Lord has been witness between you and the wife of your youth. And it said, with whom you have dealt treacherously, yet she is your companion and your wife by covenant. And that's why God has given us a choice. Choose that person. You have chosen this person. Fine, you can ask God, are they right for you and all of that? Yeah, I appreciate that. But you have the power to choose whom or whoever you want to spend the rest of your life with. What does the future hold for you, your husband, your wife? You do not know, but you have chosen that through it all, you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. Are we mindful of these vows? Are we mindful of this covenant that we are making to one another and before God? So when couples see marriage as covenant, not convenience, they approach challenges differently, not as a reason to quit, but as opportunities to grow. When those season comes and we were deeply reflective, we will see that, oh, God is teaching us something in this season. Whether we see it fully, whether we understand it fully, it doesn't matter. We are learning something. And it's only when you reflect, you can see those things and even pray, for wisdom to understanding those things. Let's look at the meaning of perseverance itself. Perseverance means steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay. Perseverance means steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay. It is choosing commitment over comfort and faith to believe over frustration, because trust me, frustration times or frustrating times will definitely come. James chapter 1 verse 4 says, but let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. So in marriage, perseverance, what does it mean? It means continuing to love even when it's not reciprocated, because those seasons may tend to come. Choosing forgiveness instead of resentment. That otherwise resentment is no lifeline, to that marriage. It will not sustain that marriage if it's filled with resentment. Perseverance in marriage means working through issues instead of walking away. Perseverance means working through issues, because issues will come, trust me. instead of walking away. A lot of people choose to walk away. They will just choose to walk away because it's the easiest thing to do. But how many times over and over again do you want to keep choosing to walk away? We have to walk through things, and that's only how we can understand one another better, chase away any ounce of resentment. Forgiveness comes into play when you're talking about perseverance, because your spouse will not always be hunky-dory 100% all the time. Issues of life would come that will challenge you, challenge you as a couple, challenge you individually in that marriage, challenge your family as well. So how do you work through that without walking away, thinking, you know what, let's just walk away. That's the solution right now. Really, is that the only solution? Perseverance is believing God for restoration when things seem broken. And things will seem broken. It will seem broken. But when you know the covenant you made, when you have the understanding of what it means to you and to God, you will persevere just a little more until you overcome whatever season you are going through. So why is perseverance essential in marriage? Like I say, I try as much as possible to break this thing down so we have understanding. And I mean, let's picture, especially for those who are married, because you can easily relate with this. Begin to picture your relationship with your spouse. Even if things are rocky, even if things are honky-dory right now, just think back. Have you persevered thus far? Esther Click, I see you. Good evening. Because it's very important. Some may be persevering, but not enough. Some may not even have it at all. Some may be struggling, all sorts. Greetings, my dears. I hope you are good. Don't mind me. This is my outfit. Today at work is our carnival, whatever. So I just decided to go Hawaii. One day I'll go to Hawaii by the grace of God. You know, I just said, what would I do? Everything, Africa, African. Let me do something. Another nation. So you have to dress up in different nation. So I just said, you know what? I'm still going to go on inside with my outfit. It doesn't matter. So please pardon me, because the year is coming to an end. So all the autumn colors, we tend to play with it at this time. Anyway, just so you know. Why is perseverance essential in marriage? It is very important because challenges are inevitable, like I've been saying. And I proudly say here, almost 27 years in marriage myself, I can tell you that perseverance matters a lot. Sometimes some of us, we don't even know we have it in us until those challenging moment comes. And you find out that, oh, and then you will even hear a friend, a sister, a brother, they're going through the same challenge and they walked away. And then you'll be like, wow, I have persevered. So some people even have it without realizing. And it's good on you. So hopefully it grows. Challenges are inevitable. Every couple will face financial struggles, health issues, misunderstandings, or differences in personality, because we're still growing. Despite the fact we're married, we're still growing as individuals, forming our ways, you know, becoming who we are meant to be in Christ as well, and all of that. Perseverance is what helps them to overcome, not just to survive. John 16:33 says, in the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. And that's why I always say, I refer us back to the owner, the creator of marriage itself, God. God only just appeared. Perfect timing. Thank you so much for joining us here. Please help share this live. Help share this love to your friends. Why is perseverance, why is it essential in marriage? Because true love will be tested. True love will be tested. Love is not proven in comfort, but in crisis. Oh, I love you. Everything is fine. You know, good health, good finances, your career, everything is hunky. You're just saying, I love you all the time. But when these comfort times are not there and there is crisis, are you still able to persevere in hope as well, really? So the strength of a marriage is shown in how two people handle adversity together. because either you're handling it together or you're handling it individually. You will have to handle it somehow. So it's very important, because true love will be tested when you persevere, when, for you to know that, oh my goodness, right now I'm mad with this person. Right now I can't even stand them. But you remember that vow. You remember the words, the covenant. And remember the God of the covenant. And then you maybe come back to your senses and know that, I need to persevere some more. 1 Corinthians 13:7 says, love bears all things, believes all things, hope all things, endures all things. And I dare say here, not like domestic violence. I keep saying that because there's always a thin line. Not domestic abuse. That is not what we're talking about here. Love will bear all things, meaning those issues of life, you will not let that, separate you from your spouse. Believes all things. Despite whatever that you're going through, you still believe that this person is your bone of bone, flesh of flesh. Hope all things. Yeah, we are going through this struggle. I'm hopeful that things will be better again. And endures all things. Father, give us strength to go through this season with grace, with peace, with joy, in as much as everything seems, not joyful at the moment. Marie, I see you. It's amazing. It's amazing. Another reason why perseverance is essential is because God uses trials to mature us. Marie Curry, I see you. Good evening and happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us here. Please help me share this live to your friends. Trials will help mature us. Sis, forgiveness, I see you. What is perseverance and what is not? Yeah, maybe you missed. Maybe you're just coming in, and that's why I'm breaking it down. Now I'm talking about the why perseverance is essential in marriage, because God uses trials to mature us. So if you don't have perseverance in you, you might just walk away instead of working through issues. Marriage exposes our weaknesses and teaches humility. Boy, oh boy, have I learned. I'm still learning. It teaches us patience. If you think you have patience before, go into marriage. You will know that you will need extra. And it teaches us selflessness. Me, myself, and I will become us, ours, we, together. Persevering through challenges, it kind of refines our character. That is, if we go through it, process, go through that process, go through the pain even, you come out more refined in character. You find out that you thought you were humble before. That situation, that trial will even humble you some more. My goodness. Thank you, Leslie. Good evening. Thank you for the heart to me. Yeah, maybe. Well, somebody's asking. Is it you asking, Leslie? Because this AI thing, I don't know. Say, what does loyalty mean to you? Everybody would have to answer that individually. Romans chapter 5 verse 3-4 says, tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character hope. And these are words that is meant to teach us to have understanding. When you're talking about perseverance, even generally, not just in marriage alone, it is not me asking that kind of person, okay, it's not you. Probably, I said it the other time, I don't know this AI thing, and maybe somebody else, I can't even see, but yeah, it's all right, as long as we're still hearing each other. So let's look at some common challenges that require perseverance. I mean, it's common, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. These are common challenges that will require a lot of perseverance from the husband, from the wife in that marriage relationship. First is communication breakdown, misunderstandings and unspoken expectations. Misunderstanding, unspoken expectations. I remembered once upon a time, so to say, I remember the early years of my marriage. Me and my husband, we can talk for Africa. We talk about everything, anything, everything, anything. And then when issues of life started coming, I'm like, how come it was funny hard to communicate? It's like I'm saying A, is hearing B. And then, there was a season that it was so bad. I was lost for a second because I'm like, what on earth is going on? I couldn't understand. It's like we just started speaking different language, and it made communication so hard. I can't remember what practical steps we took, if at all any, but there was a season because I remember that, and I'm like, what's going on? Once upon a time we used to talk about everything and everything, but gradually, because like I said, everything in you with your spouse will be tested in your marriage. Are you concerned enough to even realize that we're not speaking the same language here? Instead of fighting one another and all of that, how do we resolve this such that everybody's listening and everybody's responding adequately? Maybe you have unspoken expectations. Your spouse would not know unless you talk to them about it. Ask, what does peace mean to you? I don't know where this is coming from. Say that roommate face. Oh, tell me about it. This one, is it roommate? When you have roommate that you're not even talking with, I don't know. Anyways, season comes, season go. And sometimes when I look back, I just laugh. But the way it came, boom, it came like that. Like, what's going on? You just find out that, but this is the same way I've always spoken. This is the same way they've always talked and all of that. What is going on? It's like, why is he not understanding me? Why am I not understanding him? And all of that. That season would come. Maybe you're not there yet, but trust me, that season might just come your way. So maybe this is for you to prepare. Perseverance. Another common challenge that requires perseverance, financial pressures. Oh my goodness, especially in this our economy today. Lord help us. Deferring priorities or unexpected hardship when this season come. Will you persevere, or will you be like, no, I'm walking away? Because we've heard of cases, we know of people who have walked away because of financial pressures. I've heard of cases, and I'm talking about Christians now. I'm not even talking about people. I'm talking about believers, even pastors even. Maybe loss of job, loss of this or business or whatever. And the spouse will be like, I can't stay in this. I've waited all these years. Nothing has changed. Financial pressure, debts here, all sorts. And they just decide to walk away. They cannot persevere anymore. So this person asking such questions is not showing up on the screen. Yeah, and maybe when I say that, I'll try and click on it and see what comes up. Because if it's a person there, I might have to, block them off or something, please. I don't want to look too much up there because it's a bit distraction. Anyways, financial pressures will come. Again, parenting stress can come. I'm talking about challenges that require perseverance because we grew up in different homes. We want to raise our children how we know. And unless we agree on how we want to raise our children, there might just be conflicts. Block ministry needs to be activated. Okay, well, at some point we might have to do that on inside. Because we're here for peace. I don't want anything disrupting anyone, or getting anybody unnecessarily rattled, so to say. And we'll see. Hopefully, whatever is will come up again, and we'll see. So, parenting stress, balancing discipline, responsibility, and unity. It's hard work. Because you want to do what you know, they want to do what they know. Unless you sit and talk about these things, this is how we want to raise our children. Not the way I was raised, not the way you were raised, but the way we want to raise our children. Because if you sit down and start, comparing notes, when this kind of situation happens with you as a child growing up in your own parents' house, this was how your parents dealt with things. Do you want to do the same? Do you think it will work in this situation now? So all those things you have to talk about. Otherwise, it's going to, become a challenge. And you need perseverance to understand one another. Your wife's belief, your husband's belief about raising children. Compare notes in that so that you can have one note you're looking out from to raising those children. Again, another challenge is emotional distance. Feeling unloved or disconnected might make you not to want to persevere anymore because you might feel, what's the point? you don't feel this, or you're not going through this. What has changed? When you were saying I do, butterflies in your belly, but issues of life have come. Sometimes it's see finish, all sorts really would happen as you journey into that marriage institution. So that can be a challenge when one is not feeling loved, or when there's somewhat of a disconnection between husband and wife. And then it's like there's no hope. Why should I persevere? Let me go my way. You go your way, I go my way. But is that really the ultimate solution? Again, unforgiveness and resentment can be another challenge. Lingering hurts from past mistakes can be a huge problem for one to persevere. Maybe you get to a point you're like, I can't even forgive this. Or like resentment is eroding that love, or you just can't forgive. You just like, you cannot persevere anymore. You just want to go, you want to walk away. But our flesh, this body is weak. Truly, it can be weak. But with God on our side, and we remembering that covenant we made before God, secondly before men as well. So unforgiveness and resentment can linger, and from past hurts, and you find out that, oh, I can't do this, I can't even forgive them for what they've done. I can't persevere anymore. I need to go, or I can't stay in this relationship anymore, whatever it is. Another one, last one I'm going to mention, there's so many, but for time, health or family issues is another challenge. Sickness may come that when you were saying I do, everybody was healthy and okay. In some cases, some people will know that this person is sick, and they will still go ahead and, because they love them, they want to still spend the rest of their life, they will go ahead and marry, because I've seen cases like that as well. Family issues, loss, or even extended family conflicts, all sorts can bring about situation where some people might even want to persevere in that marriage. But when they think of the in-laws, the extended family, the conflicts they bring to that is suffocating, and you just feel you cannot persevere anymore. What's the point? Let me leave their son for them. Let me leave their wife for them and go my way. Perseverance, it matters a lot in marriage. Each of these challenges, can either divide a marriage or deepen it. If you can overcome all these issues I've talked about, you find out that, wow, we have some level of perseverance, and we can only but enjoy this marriage some more. Depending on how both partners respond to these challenges, because sometimes it could be one partner who cannot even persevere at all, and sometimes it could be both partners, they come quickly, they will agree, okay, go your way, I go my way. But should it be that easy, considering that covenant you made before God? How serious do you take that covenant? It matters a lot. So how do both partners respond to all of these issues? It matters. Can they persevere through all of these ones I've mentioned and many more? So I'm going to give us biblical examples of perseverance in relationship. Okay, Hosea and Gomer, you can read Hosea 3:1. Hosea's story reflects God's unconditional love, loving even when rejected. Persevering love restores what seems to be lost. It might just be that you need to just persevere just one more year, one more season, one more month, one more decade, or whatever it is. And then you will find out that, wow, had I not persevered, would I be where I am today in my marriage? Abraham and Sarah, you can read Genesis 18, Genesis 21. They waited for years for God's promise to come true, yet they remained together in faith, even though, they still tried to help God, and all of that. But Sarah tried to help, but she still stayed. Imagine they didn't wait, but went their separate ways. Isaac, his own children, and the children after. That multiplication, perseverance strengthens unity in waiting season. That is what it does, as long as we have it in us. You find out that no matter how long you're waiting, for crying out loud, you're meant to spend the rest of your life in this relationship. So waiting There's nothing so-called waiting because you're in it. I don't know if I'm making sense. Perseverance strengthens unity in waiting seasons because you know things will get better, and things can actually get better. Mary and Joseph, Matthew 1, if you read from 18 to 25, you know what happened? They faced shame and misunderstandings, yet they trusted God's plan. I mean, who in this day, you have a woman you've proposed to, I want to marry you, I want to marry you, and you know that until that day, nothing has happened between the two of you, and then this one comes and say, hey, I am a virgin, no, I'm carrying baby. Who will persevere and say, I will still marry you? It will take the grace of God. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I mean, what are the odds, really? Perseverance, trust God, even when life doesn't make sense. Even when life doesn't make sense. Some people, they just got into marriage and they're, trying their best to live life and all of that. Bam, sickness hits. Wife or husband, cancer, almost terminal. And for the next 2-3 years, carrying each other up and down. And then, those thoughts attack, this was not what I signed up for. I didn't plan for. If you had known, would you have still married that person? Because we don't know what the future holds. Only God knows. Therefore, we have to connect with the one who knows the future. Some things we may never understand. Some things we may never be able to explain. But we will go through it with God on our side. And that's the only way we come out on the other side joyful, happy. Your perseverance, does it trust God even when things don't make sense? It goes a long way. Let's look at how to build perseverance in marriage. There's so many ways, like I say, guys, because of note, and I'm mindful of time. Let's just go through a few bits. How to build perseverance in marriage. This one I will say, and carefully as well, because I know things do happen, in homes. Prayer is the oxygen of a marriage. Look, God created marriage. How do we connect with God? Through prayer, being in His presence. And that is what can help sustain our marriage as well. Connecting with the author of marriage himself. It unites hearts and invite God into that struggle. Because both husband and wife may just be struggling and they need to find strength to be able to keep on persevering. So pray together daily or weekly or however suits you. Fall for you, I see you. Matthew 18:19 says, if two of you agree on earth concerning anything, it will be done by my Father in heaven. Two of you, husband and wife. And you have to believe this with the whole of your heart, no matter what the circumstances around you are saying. And again, communicate with grace and honesty. This is where the test of character might just come in. Speak truth in love. It's hard. It's not always possible, guys. I know this. It's not always possible. Listen with understanding. Oh, it's beautiful. It's not always possible. You might be going through something yourself, like you can't even hear anyone talking because you're just lost in yourself. And this can bring communication issue. And be quick to apologize. This one, God will help us. So where God is concerned, there is always a way out, but it takes time with character development. Of course it does. One partner might be gracious, the other might not. One partner might be honest in that season, the other might not. So there will be issues. There will be issues. Are we listening with understanding, or are we listening to retaliate? Because these things, it does happen. The flesh will take over, like, what nonsense, what this, and you know. And before you realize, you find out that you're not communicating with grace anymore. Everybody raising their voices or saying things they're not meant to say, And it says, be quick to apologize. A lot of us struggle with this. But God, will still persevere because we know that this thing is until Christ will come. Ephesians 4:29 says, let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification. I was just on a hangout live before coming here on Inside, and the topic, if I can remember now, says something like men men's reaction, men's reaction of violence or something towards their wife is because the wife, provokes them with their words or something like that. I'm like, no, two of us cannot be foolish at the same time now. Haba. Anyway, that's another topic for another day. What words are we speaking when we're angry? What words are we speaking when we're irritated? What words are we speaking when we don't see eye to eye? What words are we speaking when we don't even understand each other in that season? Are we speaking with grace, and are we speaking honesty as well? Because it goes a long way. Words that edifies. Rather be quiet if you cannot bring words that would edify, even in that angry moment. It's very important. Sometimes they say, I don't know whether that's the right phrase, silent is the best answer for a fool. No, because otherwise, say your spouse is a fool, you two are a fool. It's two fools together and all of that. No, that's not how I'll look at it really. But communicate with grace and honesty, and this is part of you persevering. You want to lash out, you want to react like, oh no, but you just persevere. And is it worth it? What I'm about to say, would it yield good relationship, and all of that? We need to consider more, especially when there are conflicts that we may need to communicate with grace. Again, forgive often. It's very important. This is how to build perseverance in marriage. If you are not a forgiver, it'll be hard for you to be in that marriage, because you will offend your spouse, they too will offend you. There is no how. Two people together, there's no matter the level of love, you will offend one another at some point in time. I'm not saying all the time, constantly, whatever, but you will definitely. Forgiveness is not like optional. It is essential for peace and progress. If you want peace, you better learn to forgive. If you want progress in that marriage, you best learn to forgive. But I'm not saying people should take each other for granted and just feel, oh, she'll forgive me, and they just go and do and undo. Oh, he will forgive me, they do and undo. Let's be mindful. Colossians 3:13 says, bearing with one another and forgiving one another, even as Christ forgave you. He's our example in terms of forgiveness. Are we bearing with one another, even though it's not palatable, it's not convenient, it's not comfortable, it's all the negatives you can think of. Excuse me. But remember that even we have offended God, and He's forgiving us. As much as we go repent and all of that, He forgives us. So we have to learn to develop that spirit of forgiveness towards our spouse. Because otherwise, hey, do you want to start keeping account of every hurt or every offense and all of that? Till death do you part. How many? Where do you want to keep it? I don't know. Again, keep God at the center of your marriage. He's the only one that can help you to persevere. You've chosen this person. He would help you walk through it, no matter how difficult things get. When both husband and wife focus on God, as in truly focus on God, they naturally grow closer to each other. How beautiful it is you walk into the room, your wife praying for you. How beautiful it is you walk into the room, your husband praying for you. How beautiful that would be. It will kill off a lot of things that can easily creep in and become a mountain, so to say. Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, a threefold cord is not quickly broken. You, your spouse, and God. As long as you're locked in there, it'll be hard to break, no matter the challenges of life. And again, I want to implore us to always remember our covenant. In crazy times, in trying times, in angry times, always remember that covenant you made. Go back to your vows. Remind each other if you have to. We are in this together. Because that marriage will be challenged with one thing or another. Where does that leave you? Where is your perseverance when those challenges surface? Are you in this together? Or Well, it's none of my business. It's you. Is it? No. The moment you say I do, it is both your business. Matthew 19:6 says, what God has joined together, let no man separate. I dare say, what God has joined together, let no challenge separate. It's hard. It is hard. But we dare put it in there. Let no challenge separate. Again, seek support when needed. Counseling, mentorship, or joining couples, fellowship, can bring healing and perspective to whatever challenge you're going through. Thank you, Shan. Pair counseling, even that one, recently taking advantage of it. Counselors, instead of going to see therapists and all, you cannot be there in that space for one another. You counsel one another. Anytime your pair needs counseling, you're available. Anytime you need counseling, they're available. So you can actually have pair counseling. I mean, if you're in counseling anyways, I'm just putting that out there. Counseling, mentorship, or joining couples fellowship, like I said, can bring healing and perspective to whatever it is you're going through. Whatever season you're going through, honestly, if you look harder, you find out that some couples have gone through it already, or they're also going through it, and some will tell you lessons. You'll be amazed. And that's why it's good to always seek support when needed, because there's some things you do not have to suffer. You're suffering needlessly. Somebody has been there before. They can give you one or two tips to help you persevere some more, to help you understand some more, to help you, be there some more. So let's look at the reward of persevering love. The reward of persevering love. So when couples persevere through trials, they emerge stronger, wiser, closer to one another, and not just to one another, to God as well. Because they know their lifeline is God, and they're persevering in love despite all odds, despite whatever season. And know this, that perseverance will produce deeper love and understanding. If you can actually go through it, it will bring deeper love and understanding, mature character, no doubt about it. Because the moment you persevere, you overcome something, you grow, you learn, into the next phase of your marriage. You perseverance will produce a strong family foundation only if you persevere, and a powerful testimony to others. People will look and say, wow, of course, life is not a bed of roses, but you stuck it out. You're still in there. You're persevering. They're like, God, give me the grace to persevere in my own marriage as well. Galatians 6, I'm rounding off now because I want us to come up and talk some more about this, because this is one of the issues that is affecting marriages today, and couples going their separate ways because they cannot persevere anymore, or ultimately divorcing one another. Galatians 6:9 says, and let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. A lot of people, a lot of husbands, a lot of wives, they've lost heart. They've walked away. And that's why you can hear the rate of divorce going high by the day. They've lost heart. And it says, for in due season, meaning there's a season that is coming. If you persevere, that you'll be okay eventually. But only if you persevere. Do not be weary while doing good. Persevering is a good thing to have in a marriage, or perseverance, whichever one, English grammar. So I'm going to be concluding with this. Marriage is not a sprint. Whenever, I don't know where you're running to, please be coming down like this. Marriage is not a sprint. It is a lifelong marathon run with faith, patience, and love. With this topic of today, perseverance is the glue that holds couples together, because a lot of things could have happened and like you can't persevere anymore, you just want to walk your way. So it's the glue that holds couples together when feelings fade, or circumstances change. When two hearts choose to stay rooted in God's word, forgive quickly, and never give up on each other, their love grows deeper and more beautiful with time. Sometimes you see some older couples or elderly, people, they've been in their marriage for almost 60 years. You just find out that they think alike. In fact, they even look alike at some point, They look alike. You can tell they could even finish their own words like literally do, thinking alike. They're just so bonded that it's unreal, the level of closeness that they share. It's so beautiful to see. I want us to remember this as I close. A great marriage is not one without problems. A great marriage is not one without problems, but one where both partners refuse to give up on each other. A great marriage is not one without problems, but one where both partners refuse to give up on each other. Let your love story, let my love story be a testimony that with God, perseverance always leads to victory. And I pray this for everyone listening to me right now. I pray that God, as we've engaged in this gift called marriage, that God will help us to honor, our own union. Whatever union you find yourself, God will give us the grace to honor it at all times. And the Lord will give us the grace to persevere through all the challenges of life, and remain faithful to one another, because it's very important. And I pray as many that are hurting because of lack of it, that every wound, God will restore healing to your heart. And God will help you to restore communication and, renew love in all our homes. That's my prayer. And one thing I always say, we need the help of the Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit be at the center of your marriage. He will guide us daily into that peaceful place, into that place of unity. And above all, I pray that our love will grow stronger for our spouses, one to another, deeper and more steadfast as we live each day in that marriage. And guys, that's me just done. However, I have just one question for us today. If you've heard anything I've said, I want us to think deep about this. Do you think perseverance still matters when it comes to keeping marriages strong today, in this our world today? Or for better, for good, they don't put all the negatives in there anymore. Do you think perseverance still matters when it comes to keeping marriages strong today? Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, A13. Thank you. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, thank you, Shan. Thank you so much. I hope you're good. So guys, this is me done with my talk. Thank you for the roses. Thank you, Shan. It's amazing. Sometimes it's not love that will see you through that season. It's perseverance. Because like I say, challenges of life, they would come. Deep challenges would come. Big challenges will come. Small ones, little ones. Fearful ones, life-threatening ones, they would come. Or through perseverance and we remembering that covenant we made before God, we might just survive it, or we will survive it. So guys, please send an invite. Let's talk some more about this. Do you think perseverance still matters when it comes to keeping marriages strong today? Because it will keep your marriage strong. Both parties can persevere through whatever is thrown at them, It deepens that relationship. It deepens it on so many levels. Caroline, I see you. Thanks for joining. I hope you are good. Let's see who is there. I see you. Evangelism TV, good evening. Well, thank you for joining this community. Please let's follow one another because I keep forgetting to say that. Let's follow one another in this community. It will be worth your while. Good evening, Leslie. Good evening. You're the first in my box today. Oh, I hope. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, ma. How is everybody?
We're good. I'm fine. Thank you.
Good.
Leslie, I see you, Shan. Good evening, Evangelism TV. I see you. Please, as you're joining, if you want to be part of this talk, please
Good
just
evening.
invite. Good evening. How's your day?
It's been good. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I actually thought I was not going to be here tonight, but I thank God I was able to submit my project in this afternoon.
Yay! Well done,
So,
you.
it has been a labor of love.
I can imagine. Well done. At least you can
So,
sleep
yeah,
well. You can sleep better tonight.
we thank God.
One down, several to go, Abby.
Let's just say that this perseverance part is very important. You know, I can't remember the program. It came out in the 80s. And it's about this woman that came from a farm. She ends up running one of the biggest department stores. It's a show, fictional show. I remember the story when it came out before they made it into a TV show. And I think that when she gets old, she's like talking to someone that I think she never really kind of made a connection with. And she was trying to tell, I can't remember, but she made a statement. She said that everybody think that she became successful because she was lucky. And she said, no, the secret to my success is perseverance.
Wow.
I stayed when everybody left. And I never forget that statement in that program. It came out in the early 80s. Very, very powerful show like that. And I think sometimes people don't underestimate the power of perseverance. Sometimes I think people persevere when it's in their best interests. But whenever it comes to relationships, I think human beings in general are weak in that area. We tend to treat ourselves like we are disposable, but we go after material things like they're everything. And I think it's that thinking that comes into relationships as well. You know, we treat our careers like as if our careers will last forever, but they don't. We treat like the money we're going to make is going to last forever, but it doesn't. You know, we have highs and lows. The common thing is people. It's people that will help you to make money. It's people that will help you to, you know, to whatever you're going to do is going to require people. You're not going to do it by yourself, you know. But yeah, we use people to get things. Whereas it's the way God wanted is that we use things to develop and to establish and to have good relationships. So if the mindset one has, you bring that into a marriage, yeah, you will see each other as disposable. And that's the sad part. You know, I look at my father, for instance. All the properties he bought, he didn't take it with him. But the people that miss him are the family. The people that miss him is the family, is his children, is the family. All those other things that, you know, is this, is that. They didn't matter then. It's the family that will look after him when he was sick. It's the family. You know, and that's just a small little thing. We make, I think, especially in the West, we have a very sick illusion that, and that's it's no wonder that loneliness is an epidemic, especially the elderly, because they've got everything and they lost what was important. How many people, I think I've said it here before, of people, somebody that passed away in a block, in a room, in an apartment building next to us, and they were there for a week, no family, nothing, but they lived in a house, everything. You know, I think we prioritize things so much in the West to the point where it's unhealthy, and forget that all these things at the end of the day, it's human being that will put you in the grave. It's not your car, it's not your money, it's not this thing. You know,
thank you.
I don't want to share the project I'm working on. It's probably one of the first ones that is going to be in quite a high range in terms of the figure, and I'm grateful for that. But is the person I'm actually doing this venture with is somebody I mentored almost 12, 15 years ago. The person I'm doing the venture with today. It's a relationship that was fostered when he was very young. It's the person I'm now doing the business with today now. So that's the power of relationship. And why am I saying? Because in marriage, sometimes it depends on where people are coming from. But I've seen people that will give everything to. I'm in business, and I've been involved in media and tech. Mainly, my background's in tech communication, so it's been a wonderful blessing I've had from God. But I've seen people that will work 20 hours and give 1 hour a week to a relationship, and then they wonder why it's not working out. The world has put this thing such an emphasis that, and you look at the same people, like these same people cannot be in a relationship because all they're thinking is they're here for my money. You created that monster.
Yeah.
They're here for my money. I remember once, this is the early 2000s. I remember once I was going to do, I think if I did a master's, I was probably doing psychology. And I was going to propose that people who start making a certain amount of money should stop calling what they call marriage. You should call it a CRA, contractual relationship agreement. It's not a marriage. And the reason being is because everything is about the prenup. Everything's about their money. And I said, basically, you're married to your money. Yeah. Your wife or husband is a mistress or a side piece. You're married to your money. Wow. The only problem is that your money cannot give you that can't satisfy that emotional and deep physical urge. It doesn't take away. So you are stuck with this conundrum where I need a human being, but I don't want the idea of sharing what I quote unquote worked for. And I said, this is the downside of it. I'm very grateful to God now. That's not going to be my problem. The more I hit £1 billion, I know my wife is not going to run away. But she's been here with me when it was good. She'll be here with me. She'll be with me in the bad times. She's been with me in the good times. We've done the high and the low. So there's not much of today I make it, tomorrow now. It's not going to be a biggie for us. It will be like, we grew to this level. We've grown to that level. So it's not going to be some out of this world, because she has worked and seen the development, and vice versa where her career is concerned. So there's nothing like, this one earning this much. It's not going to be like that, because we've built that into our foundation in marriage very early on. I'll say the last decade, we are now on the other side of where we're now growing and developing and establishing. We've had setbacks. It's not been free, but they have strengthened us. The point I'm making is that perseverance is required in anything you're going to do. Anything, whatever you have, anyone that's going to be successful. The problem is that we put a premium on things. That's the problem. We don't put the premium on the very people that help us get those things. They are human beings made in God's image. Money is not made in God's image. Your career is made by people who are made in God's image. Everything we have in this world is made by people made in God's image. Yet we put a premium on the works of people's hands more than the people that made those things. And it's the same thing where the Bible says that they worship the created more than the creator. So in a marriage, I think it comes down that we have to learn to value our spouse. We have to learn to cherish them. Jesus Christ said, where your treasure is, your heart will be. If you don't treasure your spouse, your heart's not going to be there. I don't care what anyone says. It's just not going to be there. And whatever you treasure, you are going to do the work of keeping that thing. And it's the same thing in marriage. If you treasure your spouse, you will do what is required to keep them. You will do everything that's required. The wonderful thing is that, and I believe this is one of God's wonderful little secrets, is that a good marriage will always bring out the best in each other. And you will actually end up doing far better together than on your own. It's just a fact. Jesus did not walk by himself. He said, the Father and I are one. So all this, I can do it on my own behavior. Even Paul, that was not married, still had a team of people he was doing ministry with. And I said, amazing that he was one of the people that wrote one of the best scriptures on marriage. Again, the union. So I think once you recognize the power of agreement in a marriage, I'm telling you, you're unstoppable. You're literally unstoppable. But I think the key is to overcome the pride, the ego, the unwillingness to just allow that person to have to be themselves and vice versa.
humble,
Is that
yeah.
sharing? Once you can overcome that and you can start seeing that there's a bigger picture between that's bigger than the two of us, I'm telling you, that power of agreement will become the most unstoppable thing. Doesn't matter what setback you have, you will just overcome every challenge. In fact, you get to a point, that's where we are at by the grace of God, that you are really much encouraging each other to go for it, to really go for it. You become unstoppable. But you have to persevere to get to that point. And I think many times people miss that journey to get into the place where they start to see the fruitfulness coming, and it comes in a lot more than what they're sowing, because all they're thinking about is what they're sowing and how difficult it is and how hard it is, and they miss out on the fact that there's going to be a reaping season. There's going to be a reaping season. The Bible has guaranteed it. It said it. But the problem is that we don't want to wait for that reaping season. We're just focused on the sowing, and we think the sowing is the reaping. No, there's sowing, but you don't reap in the same season you're sowing. I'm still yet to find out the farmer that sowed something and the same month they started to see that thing. It doesn't happen. So the same thing in marriage. And again, it depends on where you're going to. Some people are building things that are, some people are built, like for us, one of the things that we want for our marriage, and that's why, again, it depends on where you're going to and how far you want to go and what you're looking for. We've said that our children, for instance, we don't want them to have we don't want them to rent anywhere. They're going to have their mortgage already set up for them before they're even married. That's part of our vision. Again, if you're not thinking on that level, if you're just still fighting for who didn't do this and who didn't do that, and you're not thinking on these things, it's not going to happen, because you're all just so focused on fighting each other or trying to perfect each other. It's not my job to perfect my wife and vice versa. It's my job to perfect who I am and then contribute that to the relationship and vice versa. And the thing is, it's to recognize that even if my part is not being appreciated, there will be a season where it will be. Because ultimately, you're not doing anything for your spouse. You're actually doing it unto God. It is God who does the rewarding. It's not your spouse. The reward comes from God, and that comes in terms of how your spouse begins to resonate and receive what you're doing. But it's not your job to tell them to receive, and they might not appreciate it immediately. And I've seen that on both sides, But you have to persevere. You have to do the work. I think, again, it depends on what couple are persevering through. I think it's easier to persevere, my opinion, this is my opinion, it's easier to persevere when both of you are want it together, when both of you are designing. I think it becomes hard when it's just one person doing it. I think that's when the challenge becomes very difficult. Yeah, when it's just one person doing it, that's when it's an issue. But when both of you are doing it together and both of you recognize that, hey, this is real life, there's going to be days where it's going to be difficult. There's going to be days when it's going to be nice and it's wonderful. There may even be years when it's wonderful. And there may be some months, maybe a couple of years where it's going to be difficult. But recognizing that they're all seasons. They're all seasons. One is not better than the other. Every season is an opportunity to learn as much as it is to enjoy. So perseverance is required. Perseverance is very important. And one of the things that for me, that my revelation, like I keep saying, was 2015. I recognized that, hey, my business, when I was doing business, I lost people in the beginning. I lost a lot of friends in the beginning. And I didn't go and throw away the business. I didn't say, because my brother and I were doing the business and he left the business. Oh, my friend that entered and invested in the business, he left the business. I didn't go and throw away the business. I still did it to the point where it became, oh, yeah, this thing can work now. So now, when I go to my marriage, and we went through some really difficult challenges, especially when my wife's father died. And then we came through that season. I said, we've been through some very big challenges, especially with our firstborn and everything. And I said, we stuck it out. And we begin to see some development kicking now. And I said, I'm in this thing for the long haul. That's it. I'm putting my everything in. And I can tell you, my marriage had another upgrade. Challenge came a few years later, but boy, I thank God we overcame that challenge. We overcame that challenge together. So this, I think it's you. For me as a husband, though, I feel once you lock in that I'm in this, and it's not about my wife. This is gone beyond my wife. I think you will accept the person is a cycle, and even then, my grandfather. I will finish. My grandmother, she became mentally ill when my dad was about 9 or 10. My grandfather remained married to that woman till she passed away in 1996. He never remarried. He looked after her through the hospital visits, through everything. Then they moved to the village in Imo State, and he was with her till she passed. He never had another woman in his life. That is one of the biggest examples. I used to tell my dad, Dad, look at granddad. He never left. Well, mom was okay, and you left, and you'd be like, please, people don't understand anything. But now I'm in it now. I'm 18 years, going 19 next year, and I'm like, no, there was no excuse. You should have just worked it out. My grandmother was mentally ill, lost her mind, and she was never the same again. And yet my granddad stayed. Today, I don't think a lot of people will stay. Some people will just put them in the home. Bye.
That's it.
That's it.
They're going to remarry themselves.
Yeah, perseverance is very important because there's the other side. I always believe that there's a victory on the other side of whatever challenge one is going through. I am a strong believer that there's victory on the other side. It's worth seeing what that victory looks like when you pass that challenge. That's always been my biggest driving point because I've seen it in business, I've seen it in career. There's always another side to this thing, and it's worth paying the price. If anything, you gain a life experience that is yours. It's yours. You can say, I've been through this and I came out on the other side. How many people get to say that? So I think it's worth it. If you can persevere and pay the price, you will see the other side of whatever you're going through. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a hard thing, nobody likes discomfort. It's hard. And when they feel this discomfort is lingering for so long, they find it hard to kind of hold on in the place of persevering. And, that's how some people walk away, or they can't hack it anymore. And then they divorce, and then, the whole family is upside down and all of those chaos that comes with it. So thank you, Leslie, for your submission. Well said. We hear you. And the examples you've given really hopefully will drive it home for some people. I love the fact that you say there is always, if you persevere, there's always something at the end that you would gain, you would learn, you would grow into. And trust me, it's positive things. Really, I mean, if all of us, whoever is out there listening, that you've been married or you're married, look back. You might feel it's nothing, but that's why it's always good to kind of reflect back, especially in times where you're still going through another challenge. Think about the past challenges you persevered and you overcame, and you're all good for it. So whatever it is right now as well, you need another level of perseverance, perhaps, and God will continue to strengthen us. Thank you so much once again, Leslie. Shan, good evening. I know, don't tell me, I know, we all know that you're not married, but whatever, we know. But let's hear you. I know you always, chip in one or two things because you tend to reflect as we give this talk. So please, good evening once again. Let's hear your views about this topic.
Hi, Funmi.
Hi. You okay?
Actually, I wanted to pass to other people, then I come in next, but let me just contribute what I can.
Yeah.
Today I'm not going to say that I'm not married.
Okay.
Perseverance actually doesn't only apply in marriage. It applies in dating life. It applies in our personal struggles, literally everything in life. But right now we are talking about the aspect of marriage.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to really concur with what you said and what Leslie contributed to. And yeah, perseverance, I think, is a foundation of love. And we all know that no love is built on roses, even if people maybe would want to say that love is easily built, but it's not built on roses. I think my love would grow more for someone who persevered a lot for me, was there for me in my weakest times. So I would grow really to love that person more. And again, I think perseverance is what make couples as let me just use the word colleagues or partners, like partners in crime, because maybe you were sick. Leslie mentioned that the grandmother was mentally ill and the grandfather stayed. So the grandfather stayed beyond love. So he was like, this is my partner in crime, you're my person, you're my best friend, I'm going to be there for you no matter what, even if I have to maybe drop my career, I'm going to be there for you every single time. So definitely that person become part of you and your partner. And maybe just sharing from my experience of dating, not marriage, of course.
It's okay. It comes in handy. Debbie as well, I mean, the singles are welcome here anytime because I know they're here to learn, because eventually they will get their true love and they start building their marriage as well. So, please, so that's the reality that I know anyway. So it's always good to learn.
Yeah, maybe sharing from my experiences, I think persevering bring an aspect of commitment. You tell your partner that, what, I'm going to be there, I'm going to be committed to you no matter what. But again, let's not forget that in this era, it is very hard for young people to kind of persevere in relationships. You earlier on mentioned that a lot of them just end up encountering one challenge. Before you know it, they're telling themselves, I'm out.
Yeah.
And let me say my gender, my other females would, a lot of them nowadays, even just a man losing his job. I've actually experienced this with a close friend of mine. The man lost a job for about 2-3 months. He wasn't working, and he told the guy, you know what, I can't leave, and the reason why she left, because she's not working. And this is the reason that most times I talk to my fellow women, I tell them, even if you want to get married, please make sure that you have something for yourself, because if you have something for yourself, if something happened to that man that you think you're going to depend on 100%, you'll be able to come in and help. So that is an aspect of persevering. You're persevering not only by looking, but also you contributing something. If your man lost a job, 1-2 months, are you going to be able to jump in and pay school fees for the children and all that? Or are you just going to walk away? Actually, some people even walk away even if they have jobs, by the way. Surprisingly, my gender nowadays, a lot of them walk away. They say that it's not my role and all that, you're the one supposed to take care of the family needs and all that. Now that you've lost your job, it's not my role, I'm going to walk away. So persevering breeds an aspect of commitment. It teaches us commitment in dating and maybe marriage. It tells you no matter what. But again, however much we would want to persevere, I would also bring this point of experience, because I've been there. I know you've mentioned them already, but I just would want to just
Please.
again echo it, that perseverance should not be something that is going to devalue you. Let me just say that something that is going to compromise your peace of mind. And you mentioned an aspect of abuse, but from the rural community of this, from my community, the rural areas, most times women, I think you also heard from your African countries, women are told to endure even when they're being battered. The man is cheating. They're told to, endure. That is how marriage is. Marriage is not easy. You have to, go through all those stuffs and all that, for your children. And most times, maybe that brings me to a point of, maybe actually I wanted to ask you, especially when it comes to marriage, must a woman persevere for the other? let me bring an aspect of children, because I mentioned that a lot of women in Africa are told to persevere because of children. The man is cheating, having other wives, she's beaten every single day, and she's told to stay for the kids. Maybe I would just want your perspective on that, because I have a lot of relatives that are going through all those. Surprisingly, I also have friends, young friends from the village, but at times I want to help them, but I don't know how. But of course, society told them you just have to persevere. That's marriage. That is how marriage is supposed to be, but I think it is not. So again, persevering, I think, should not be you tolerating disrespect. I mentioned cheating and dishonesty, something that humiliate your personal dignity, like your aspect of being human. Just because you love someone, you have to be there for someone. You have to betray your self-respect just because you have to persevere in marriage or dating. So I believe so much in perseverance. I learned that I used not to be someone who is not persevering, but I also learned that running away will never ever ever solve any problem. It will never let you get whatever you want, because challenges are everywhere. And I think between resilience and perseverance, I think perseverance even comes first before resilience, because before you become
Perseverance
resilient.
builds resilience. Yeah.
Yes, it does. So perseverance is something very big when it comes to relationships, our personal lives, whatever we aim to achieve in this life. So that's just what I can contribute to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. This question you've asked, if I say I have the right answer, I'll be lying to you. However, I'm going to answer you from my own wealth of experience and what the Bible says. It's going to sound ridiculous. It's going to sound hard. It's going to sound crazy, because as you're speaking, I'm like, Holy Spirit, you have to speak through me. I don't have all the answers. Like I said, we're here to learn. So I remembered when in my talk, I said, look, all of these things I've mentioned, I'm not talking about domestic violence, domestic abuse. Do you understand? And there's this order as well, especially when you want to go to Africa and all. A man, except the man takes 4 women to the altar on the same day to say, I do, I do. So who then is the first wife? Who's the second? Who's the third? Which really is not. So there's always the first wife. They marry that person, take her home, start having children, and then maybe such men might decide to go and marry another one, marry another one, marry another one. However, there's so many things you need to consider. The first wife at home, is he looking after her? Is he abusing her? Because all of these things matter. There is no cut and paste. Sometimes it's hard because some of them, they have 4, 5 children as the first wife. Where do they want to carry all these children to go? God helping you, you have a good job with your 5 children. Maybe you can survive it. But the law and order is, no matter how many women comes after you, you are the one that I believe heavens recognize or recognizes, because you are the first person in his life that he brought before God to make that covenant with. Some people lose their mind, they're crazy. They tell you, oh, it's the nature of African men, whatever they want to hide under as an excuse. But it's not right, okay? So the woman would have to ask herself, can she persevere? Is it treating me still the way I ought to be treated? It's not disrespectful. I'm not being abused because of one side person or another wife or whatever it is. And that's why, maybe in a way, the people in the village, they don't have much knowledge or understanding. You meet person, they marry. Before you know, the man is looking for another wife. And they really did not talk about, I'm going to have other women, or I'm going to, do all this. At the same time, imagine that you have that woman at home. You're going to other people. Health-wise, how can you guarantee? Because this man will still come home and be with the wife at home. He can pass disease on. So it's huge, this question you have asked. That's why I say I don't have the right answer or the perfect answer. But whoever finds themselves in there would have to seek the face of God really, because every case will be different. Every case will be different. And then some may look at this perseverance we're talking about deep into the future, God giving you that foresight to see that this man is just going through maybe midlife crisis, whatever excuse you want to make. He's doing this now, he's doing that now, but he still recognizes the fact that you're his wife. It's hard, it's painful, it's sad. No woman will want to see their husband with so many women, flaunting it without, it's disrespectful as well in a way. So there's a whole lot of decision for this woman to want to make. Either now you shift yourself and say, look, I'm going to persevere with life. I may not be able to provide for these children. This is where the resilience will have to come in, to know that I need to get a job. I need to find something doing so I can feed myself, feed my children, and and be. So there's no one particular answer that suits that kind of situation. I've known of some people who will persevere. They say, if you like, go marry 100, whatever is coming back home, and they have that assurance, and this man will always come back home truly, but then at the risk of your health. Because if he carries anything out there, trust me, this tendency is going to bring it home to you. So are you going to persevere to accepting sickness? All of these things will be personally attended to by whoever has found themselves in there. There is no one answer fits all, one answer does not fit all. Until the man says, officially, I'm divorcing you. Some people, it's separation, the man will leave home. He will not give them divorce. In fact, he will not even tell them I'm separate. They will just leave home. There's so many cases like that. Where does this woman, what happens to her? Will she still consider herself as somebody's wife because the man is gone? And maybe the news they're hearing in 2-3 years time is he's with another woman, with another set of children and things like that. So there's so many, see, that's what we're talking about, these things. There's so many things wrong, culturally wrong, morally wrong, that they say, oh, persevere. There's always a thin line. I believe strongly in that. There is always a thin line. In as much as God has ordained marriage, not everybody reference it. Not everybody takes it to be a serious thing. Not everybody. Even some believers are not serious when it comes to marriage. A lot of unnecessary issues, they bring them into that marriage because of lack of understanding or lack of knowledge. Where does that leave your spouse? All of these things, we're just like human beings putting another human beings through unnecessary agony. And where does this end? And that's why we're talking about these things today. For the young people out there now, I want to believe, they're getting knowledge, they're getting wisdom. And that's why this perseverance, they might need it as well. A husband and wife loses job, and husband says because the wife has lost her job, he doesn't want to have anything to do with a jobless woman, and he wants them to separate or go their separate. These things are happening, but should that be? Of course not. So we cannot we cannot answer these things for each individual. Everybody at some point, look, I have perseverance. I know my limits as well. What does the word of God say about what I'm going through now? Seek counsel if you must. Seek the face of God if you must, because he alone knows your future, your beginning, your present, your everything. He can guide you. He can guide you. I've not been in that situation before to say, oh, based on my own experience or whatever it is. That's my prayer. I never go through that. But I know there are people going through that. And it's hard, it's painful. Some women have sleepless nights, insomnia, some even lose their mind. And mind you, we don't want to be gender biased. Some men, go through this with their women as well. These things are happening. They are happening. But one thing I believe strongly is some people they grew up in such environment. They see father just everywhere. Now you're a grown up. Have you seen the end of your parent? Would you want that for yourself? Because something has to caution us to do the needful. Something must caution us to do the right thing. I know of some people, they're from broken homes and they vow to themselves they will never. So they're committed to their marriage. Whatever it takes, they will persevere. They will be the best ever. They will be all of this. Meanwhile, some people saw that and they're like, oh, whoever woman they marry, they will do worse because their father did worse to their mother. So it depends on individuals. Women who found themselves in this, you can just be there to support them, encourage them. If you have support them in cash, in kind, or whatever it is, be their friend, pray with them, just be there for them, because you might not be able to give them the solution that they want. Nobody may just be able to do that, but in as much as it lies with you, you carry that burden. Pray with them, visit them, encourage them, do the best that you can do, and pray for their family, that God himself would mend whatever that is broken, or would bring a peace to this person. Because even if you're not married, it does not mean you can't live life. I always say this. And besides, there's no marriage in heaven. Marriage is here on earth. And if you want to go into marriage on earth, are you ready to do what it takes? Are you ready to follow the rules and regulation? A lot of people are not. And that's why we're here where we are today. So I don't know if Leslie or whoever has one or two to say, regarding this question Sean have asked. Please feel free. Let's try as much as possible to rub minds together.
Yeah,
There's no cut and paste.
I would definitely say, I like I said, you made a lot of very good points. So I can't really, but what I would say is that when every case is different. I've heard of I remember this one was even here. This was even an American where her husband, it was from Iran. So you would think they're very conservative. Only to marry the man, and the man is just having multiple affairs left, right, and center. But she felt that there's something to it, and she felt that he needed to go and do some sort of psychotherapy. At first, he was resisting, and she's like, "If you don't go and do it, I'm going to I won't be in your life anymore. I'll just go, and you can do anything you like. Just don't involve me." But this is what I think you need to do, because this is an unhealthy behavior. And he was doing his PhD then. I think he was doing PhD in engineering in the US then. So after like 2 weeks of separation, maybe the man came to his senses like prodigal son, and he did decide to go for the psychotherapy. It now transpired that this man was essayed by his uncle. The uncle now passed him to somebody else whose housemate now joined and essayed him as well. This was all between the ages of when he was 5 to 10. When this was coming out, his wife was like, what kind of this? And she didn't hear it for like 3 months, because this was something this man himself didn't even know. They had to do some sort of technique that helped him to bring it back to his memory, because he had blocked it out. So he didn't even know that what he was doing was him trying to solve that thing. So that's how he now went on. They did this thing for like maybe 6 months, where they had to do some very intensive therapy to work on this situation while he was studying as well, though. And it was a very painful. He said that the thing was like drug addiction, because she narrated the story. She actually narrated the story. This was when we were doing I think we were now doing our match course proper then, and she was narrating the story. And this thing went on for like 2 years in total, when the breakthrough finally came through, where he but at one point he said like sometimes the man was doing like he needs to go and sleep with somebody, but by this time she had gained understanding, so that's another aspect. And I think, unfortunately, in Africa, I was in a group thing for autistic parents on Sunday, and the SEN person, this is a Nigerian woman. She's actually an SEN therapist. She has a practice in Nigeria. She comes to England for a lot of training. And she said, as far as she's concerned, all Nigerian men need to go for therapy. And I was opinion like it's only half, but she said like, no, all. It's like, and basically the point you're making, that in Africa we don't deal with a lot of childhood trauma. There's a lot of things that just goes unrecognized. And so when they grow up, what you are thinking is one problem actually has roots in something else, far deeper. But because we don't do a lot of our homework and research, we don't understand these things. We just have this very superficial, surface level thing. It's just seen as that. So that's to me, I think a lot of times in Africa, unfortunately, especially for our society, where it's very, very male driven, these problems, they're not going to be resolved because a lot of the men, as far as they're concerned, they don't see it as a problem
at all.
And I think the good thing about social media today is that there's becoming awareness, but I'm not sure whether it's breaking that reality and making, especially the men at the top who have the power and the money, those ones, they are just bought and sold. Those ones, I'm sorry, but they are lost. So I think in terms of that relationship, for me, I really feel it's very healthy, at least for the women to separate from such husbands when they're doing this, because I've heard of stories where the man has brought in an STD, and those things can be, some of them can be for life, and if you don't get the treatments right, it can be deadly. And especially in Africa, again, over here in the West, at least we have access to good medical care and everything. Now, in Africa, I don't know, so it's Russian relay you are playing with. So I think today I would recommend women to separate, just at least for emotional and mental health. That's what I would recommend, though. Until the man is ready to deal with the situation or deal with that problem, I would recommend they separate. And I know that, okay, there's children involved, but I also believe that with God's grace, there must be some sort of family member or something you can, because staying in that situation is I think is much more emotionally and mentally and in some cases physically more damaging. It just there's no solution in sight, and as far as I can say, that person is not willing to do the work.
Yeah.
So I feel if more women at least separated, took a minimum of a month, maybe some of those men may be forced to think about their actions, because I think staying enables that behavior to just continue, unchallenged and unchecked. I think the other side is it'd be good if more men who have good marriages, again, it takes time to become more and more involved in terms of the society and the cultural speak that good marriages are worth investing into. But again, the way our society in Africa works at the moment is geared to one perspective of male behavior as unhealthy, especially in Nigeria, where money and power is everything. We don't care about anything. We don't have any emotional, physical, we don't have any intellectual depth to our thinking other than just money and power. That's it. And that's why, again, they are very superficial. That's why a lot of problems are not going to be resolved, because they don't have the depth to deal with those problems on a very deeper level, on a much deeper level. Even the Bible says that deep calls unto deep. There's a level of knowledge and understanding that you have to go into to begin to deal with this problem. It's not just throwing money at the problem. That's not going to solve the problem. I will always use myself as an example. If the money I am dealing with now, I dealt with it when I was younger, I would not be mentally healthy to have been able to have had a good marriage today. I can say that for myself. I would just not be able to. And now with what we're dealing with now and what we have coming into, the character development and the emotional development and the mental development, both from studying, reading and everything, has been able to help me to become grounded to deal with all the other stuff that comes and not see them for, just money and power, and I can misbehave. That's the behavior of a lot of people who don't have that groundwork done within them. So I hope that helps. But for me, I think in summary, I think it is best for such women to just not be in that relationship where the man is just committing adultery and they're not recognizing it for the damage it's actually doing to them, because it has a lot of effects on a lot of levels. I hope that helps. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, Shan. I hope both of us at least, our submission. I don't know if Kenneth or Debbie, you have something to add to that. So that we'll carry on with our talk. Evangelism TV, I've been trying to bring you up. I don't know if it's TikTok that is not allowing you.
Maybe just to just comment on that just in 1 minute. I think all that you mentioned and all that Leslie mentioned is something that I did. This is actually something that happened. It happened to my my uncle. An uncle of mine got married to a woman. He has like 4 kids with her, but he started misbehaving, cheating, and all that. And this woman, I don't know why maybe I grew up with her. When I lost my mom, she was the one taking care of me and all that. So I became like her daughter. So it reached a point every time she tells me, and most times she tells me, Sharon, I'm going to leave your uncle. I'm going to leave your uncle. I was like, why? Look at what he's doing. He's cheating. He's gotten into drinking every little kind of money he gets. He just takes it to alcohol. The kids are not going to school. They're not being fed well and all that. So I kept telling her to, persevere, because that is what I also grew up learning, that women are supposed to persevere. But it reached a point that she could even come to me for financial support to feed the family and all that. And then I saw it as a very big burden. And one time I just told her, you know what? At least you have the last child is like 1.5 years. That one you can go with him. This other one who is 6-7 years, I think they can try to figure it out. They can cook for themselves and all that. Maybe when the father gets back to his senses, he's going to start taking care of the children. Same mentality of women being told to go to stay. She refused, but it became so tough that she even learned that before she learned that before my uncle got married to her. He had another child before. So the African clan thing, if you get another child from another woman, when the child grows, especially a boy reaches 18 years, they have to bring the child to your home. So they added this other child to her, meaning she had to take care of her own children and this child, and this my uncle was not contributing anything totally. So reached a moment I just told her to leave. I convinced her to leave. I told her, I'm young, but I'm telling you to leave. He's my uncle. I don't care. He'll look for a way of taking care of his children. And she did. And trust me, what happened. And again, of course, my uncle lives almost like his home is not very far from my grandmother. So he was looking at my grandmother. Surprisingly, another aunt of mine took my grandmother away. So he thought he was depending on my grandmother to take care of the children. Unfortunately, he got left with the children. And he had to struggle because however much men are not so much emotional, but they love their children, and he could not see the children, sleeping hungry and all that. So from the neighbors who were told that he was struggling to cook, to raise the children and all that, and within 2-3 months of the woman being gone, he went back to the woman's place and begged forgiveness and all that, and brought back the wife, and he kind of changed, not changed like 100%, but we saw some bit of change in him. So that's why I'm saying that there's a certain aspect of perseverance that when it compromises your mental health, you mention about your health and all that, but overall your peace and the fact that you have to contribute 100% to every, because this woman, she wasn't working, she has to look for food, medical bills and all that. So she had to leave, and my uncle changed a bit, some percentage, and I think he tested it that women go through a lot. So I think advise when it comes to that point, like boiling point, you'd rather just first leave to get some fresh air for yourself.
Yes.
But thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Sometimes even the world, the people around you may not understand, but let God guide you in what to do, because it's very important. Some situations might not be complete divorce as such. This one example you gave is separation. Sometimes couples may need to separate a while to let things kind of fall back to shape, or however. So you have to be led really in doing that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, and that's just the truth. But in it all, you matter. Husband, you matter. Wife, you matter. And there's certain things your conscience will tell you that this except you don't have a conscience, I want to believe everybody's got one, will tell you that something is wrong. And maybe your intuition might bring ideas what you need to do because of that circumstance, just to make things to be better. I mean, nobody would want to go into a marriage relationship, and I'm saying I do right now, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm not doing again in 5 years or 6 years or whatever years time. So the future, we don't know what it holds. However much, we need to look out for one another. We need to look out for ourselves as well. It may sound selfish. People may not understand, like I said, but you'll be led in the decisions you have to make, however tough they may be, however tough. So thank you, Shan, for asking that question. And I pray that, the man changes fully, completely, and take on his responsibility in that family. So thank you so much. Elder Kenneth, I'm going to come to you because Evangelism TV, we still can't bring her up. Network is a bit bad. Good evening, Elder. Most senior Elder Kenneth. Good evening.
Good evening, woman of God, and good evening, everyone aboard and those of comment section. Thank God once again for this gathering.
Thank God.
Marriage and perseverance. The truth is that you said it all, and what we need to understand in this thing called marriage, most of the time, any character you exhibit when you were young, most of the time he followed you into marriage as well. And when he followed you into marriage, if you cannot stop it, it can destroy your marriage. And if that person that you married cannot persevere, it can just end up everything that you have built for years. That is why this perseverance is very, very important. When you are getting married, there are some certain things that the area I'm coming from, that that is not good. Every one of us, we have some character that we know that is not good. That if you don't put an end to it, it can destroy your marriage. The other person cannot tolerate that character, which at the end of it, you begin to ask yourself, you begin to wonder, did I mess up, or did this happen? Because I'm talking from experience, because when I get married, for the first 2 years, I was still thinking that is the lifestyle you used to,
married but single.
Yeah, you can do anything you want to do. That is why you always say that it's good you have somebody who will put you through, who will mentor you, who will direct you, because marriage is different than when you are single.
Yeah.
When you are single, you have the right. You can do anything you want to do.
Anytime, anyhow. Nobody cares.
The moment you get married, number one thing, you are committed, because marriage is between two people that are committed and steadfast to continue the difficulty or the delay that we are ahead of you. You must know that it's going to come, but when it comes, how to overcome it, because this is two people now who is coming for two different backgrounds. One might be the good lifestyle background, the other one can be the one that is your stronger in life to meet up in life. Then when you get married to the one that is coming from a good background, he haven't tested the kind of lifestyle before. How do you want her or he to persevere? How do you want her to cope with you? How do you want him to bear with you? Because this is the lifestyle she haven't witnessed before, and this is a lifestyle she's not used to. So that is why this perseverance come in marriage and persevere, because of a truth. These are the things that most people today, what is causing divorce? These are the things that is causing divorce, because they feel that marriage is the ceremony. Most people think like that. That after the ceremony is the real marriage you are talking about.
Yeah.
Where you begin to witness all type of useless character you haven't seen before when you were dating. Where you begin to see that it can be 0, 1, 0. I don't if you can understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, I do.
Where you begin
and you're not used to that, or your spouse is not used to that.
These are the lifestyle that you are not used to. Where you begin to see that when there is no milk, or when there is no pampers, you must provide it, whether you like it or not. So if you are that type that you don't want to persevere, there is no way that marriage can hold.
Yeah.
That is why all these things are very important for us. Before you marry, make sure that you have make up your mind that this is something that I'm going to, and I must be committed to it, because it's a journey of no return. It's a journey that you know, if you really want to stay into marriage, that's why I'm saying that it's a journey that you don't return, and it's a journey that you can never say that have a certificate, because people are married for 50 years. When you ask them, or 30 years, when you ask them, they will tell you is perseverant. When you ask them, they will tell you is the commitment. When you ask them, they will tell you is the patient, because it's a journey that you must achieve the goal at the end, not at the beginning. It's a journey that you must find delay. You must find delay. At times you might even find betray. You might even find betrayal at times. You might say, this is somebody that loved me before. Why is he behaving like this now? What went wrong? That is you begin to ask yourself a question. Because number one, the shape you used to know before, the shape is not there anymore. The figure 8 you used to see before is not there anymore. The sexy lady you used to see before is not there anymore. So these are the things that
Eric,
we are talking about today.
It's triggered off.
You must, two of you must involve with this, and must have that determination to stay together as a power, as not only one. That is why prayer now come in. Begin to commit your ways, commit your marriage into the hands of God. Commit your partner into the hands of God, even in the difficult time, the fighting time, the good time. You stay together to dig everything up. You face the bad time and you face the good time. Having the moral culture to understand and to grow through hardship, not only the easy time, even the hard time. You must go together as a man and a woman. And remember yourself, the vow that you make, the vow in the altar of God. That is why focus now come in. When you have that focus that this is the man or this is the woman that I have vowed to stay with, no matter what, you must persevere. No matter whether you like it or not, that we that have make up our mind not to go back when we are coming for, that we that have make up our mind that we will stay with this one woman, because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Because I can never go to the lifestyle that I saw my father living. I can never walk in that way again, because you measure it today. Now you see sickness everywhere. We don't even know where all these sickness are coming for, where all these things are coming for. So for us to stay clean in marriage, we must work together as a team and view challenges at times together, so that we not deprive us for every of our past that we are, where we are coming from, that we begin to remember, I wish I know, or we begin to cry, I don't know. So when we are going into all these things, let us have it in mind that number one, marriage is made for two people to bear whatever they are seeing, either the good time, the bad time, and they make sure they don't give up in the love. No matter what, they don't give up in the difficult period. They don't give up in the love, and they come together as one, stick together as one, having a good purpose and a good mindset that we are one. That's what make marriage and perseverance last, because it must be whether you like it or not. I always tell the young ones that marriage is not a bed of roses. You must prepare. You must, at your young age now,
the good times, the bad times, the ugly times.
Begin to learn it now. Begin to learn it. Begin to seek wisdom from the people that are there. Because when it must get to your turn, whether the young ones, whether they like it or not, because the way that they are thinking now, some people are saying when you have discussion with them, you think I can bear the way my mother bear, you think I can bear the way my father. No,
I know.
there must be time. There must be time. At times, we just be one that say, why? Ask yourself this question: why did I even make this commitment? But this is a commitment that you have made to God and to your spouse.
Yeah.
So you must bear it. The good time, the bad time, the time of obstacle, the time things that are not working.
Yeah.
Stay together as one, stick together as one, commit your ways into the hands of God. And at the end of it, all glory, all honor will be given back to God. You just say to yourself, I think on Sunday morning, me and my wife were just saying, we thank God for where we are coming from, and we thank God for where we are today, because we know our God has helped us. That is why you see that song, that I am the one who God has shown mercy. If the grace and the mercy of God that we are using to make this marriage to continue, not by our power, not even our strength, because we commit it into the hands of God, and anything you put in the hands of God never fail. Anything you put in the hands of God never crash. The truth of the matter, why marriage today are crashing today, because most of the marriages never put it in the hands of God. They all believe in love. At times, even the love will fail. It may fail.
Yeah.
It may fail, because the Bible tells us that to everything there is a season and there is a time. At times you just dislike your partner. Let me not use the word hate. Let me use the word for no reason. For no, but this is person one time ago you were dying for. You want to make sure you want to be seeing it every minute, every second. But what went wrong? May the Lord help us. May the Lord help us. We pray that God give us the strength. We know it's not easy, but as we continue to grow and as we continue to learn, that is why we must continue to learn. Whether we like it or not, we must continue to read book, and we must continue to hear from people like you who have stayed married for 30 years, 20-something years. We must use you people as an example to emanate. And at the end of it, we all go. We will thank God that the people we met in this journey that never give up, we take them, and today see what the Lord has done. May the Lord bless us in the name of Jesus. God bless you all.
Amen. Thank you so much. I'm looking for my clapping effect. My apologies. Something has triggered off here, but at least you people can still see me. We're trying to sort it out. I don't know what it is now, but as long as we're still seeing each other and hearing each other, we'll be fine. Thank you so much, Elder Kenneth, for that submission. Perseverance is important, and that's why we must start teaching these things to our children at that early stage. We will not wait until they are formed, they are men already, and then we'll now be like, how did this person? You're their parents. So they're the product of your handwork, sorry. And if you don't like what you see, then that means you've sown whatever you sow in there that you're going to see them become. So it's important that it's important that we get it right, and otherwise that cycle keeps going and going. We are African men, we are cultural this and all of that. Where does it end? You have a lot of materials out there for the girl child, and the boy child really not as much. And then you want things to be balanced. You're grooming the girl to be the perfect wife, and we're not grooming the boy to be the perfect husband. There won't be balance, when eventually they go into marriage. God will continue to help us, to be wise as we bring up our own children as well, so that they don't continue that cycle of all those negative things that goes on in a marriage. So thank you, Kenneth, for your submissions. A13, I greet you. Good evening to you. So Debbie, I'm going to come to you, then I'll come to welfare to wealth. I mean, if we round up here tonight, honestly, we've done well. So, Debbie, good evening. Happy Thursday to you. I don't know what your take is. Do you think perseverance still matters when it comes to keeping marriages strong today?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, elders. Well, perseverance in marriage and perseverance. Well, I think, like everybody have said, it's not just in marriage that we need to persevere, even in every aspect of our lives. So, but since we are talking about marriage,
Yeah. Yeah.
perseverance is good. From my own opinion,
Yeah.
perseverance is good as long as it is me and you against the challenge, not me against you and you against me.
Yeah, I got you.
It becomes unbearable when it becomes you against me. E.g., you started cheating. That is you working against me, against my health, against
Yeah.
our finance that could go down, against my children, and so on. You decided that you want to change from who you introduced yourself to be from the beginning without any reason. We have tried therapy and everything. You just decide you want to be like that. That is you working against me. That is no more perseverance. That has turned to bondage. And like you said, take it to the Lord in prayer. But I believe there are some issues that you don't need to ask God. You should use your common sense to know that yeah, you become the weapon fashion against yourself. You should use your common sense to know that this is no more safe for you. You don't need anybody. See, I'm sorry for women that go through it. I'm sorry, but I believe, apart from the fact that society is encouraging them to stay in there or something like that, it's because they want to stay. It's because they want to stay. When it's becoming when it's becoming a threat to your life, that means your life is no more important to you, which is fine. But when it comes to, we have financial challenge, of course perseverance will come to play. We are waiting on a child, perseverance will come to play. We are having a project, we are building a business, something we you see, I said we are working together, me and you as one person working together. The only thing we are fighting is the challenge. So you are not my challenge, I am not your challenge. The moment you become a threat to my peace of mind, I don't know, my perseverance died there.
Debbie, oh.
It's true. It's true. The moment
Oluwatomi.
the moment your action is working against my life, my peace of mind, I believe every one of us have purpose of why we are created, and one of it is marriage. It's not my lady, when it comes to that, some things cannot be resurrected. It's not just marriage is just part of it. So once the person you chose, I mean the person that chose you, is now beginning to work against every other part of your life, you need to think about it very well. That's why I always say you have tried everything, e.g., you have tried therapists, you have prayed, you have pleaded, you have cried, you have done everything. This person is not yielding. The decision is yours. I will not help you to make it. But when it comes to life decision that we are making together, we are making life decision together. We want to have a child. Oh, it's not forthcoming. That is me and you against that problem. Something happened, God forbid, you have a challenge. You didn't choose that health challenge. It comes. That is me and you fighting against that health challenge. Then perseverance will come to play.
True.
That's where I can say, you need to persevere. You need to persevere. Though there are still some people, when Mr. Leslie was talking, I said it depends on who you choose. There are some people, when they are going through, they will make life miserable for everybody. Even when you are trying to wait with them, persevere, they will want to squeeze life out of anybody around them. So I think it depends on who you already chose as your life partner. And for my fellow single, Lady Shan, I'm praying for you since I met you on this live. I've added you to my prayer list. You will not marry wrong, don't worry.
Amen.
It's true.
Amen. It's true. I know.
Because there are some people, don't try to do life with them. Even if you try to be patient, you try to be persevere, you try to be what is it called, to endure, you try to do everything, they will still want to squeeze life out of you. So don't do it. Watch and pray before you enter. That's for myself, fellow singles. As you are praying, please watch, ask questions, see them when things are not going right for them. How do they react? How some people, when things are not going well for them, you won't want to be around them. But there are some people, they know that okay, it's just a problem, it's just an issue that we will work towards, we will overcome it. Okay, let's work together. So know who you are dealing with. And for the ones that already enter, like my lady have said, it's not me that said this, or it's Lady Funmi that said it. She said you matter, which means your life matters in all you do. Heaven is open for anybody, both young and old, but in all you do, try to fulfill purpose. Marriage is not the only purpose. As long as the storm is you and your spouse against the storm. Yes. But if your spouse now turn to the storm, or you turn to the storm, let me rest my case for the married people to take over. As
All right. So thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you for your contribution. That's why I said wisdom is profitable to direct. Every case, every scenario is different. And the way God will have you answer this particular case will be different to the other person. We can share views, we can share, even there is no same experience that is the same, or there is no two experience that is the same. Or how do I even put it? You know, what you will learn from whatever experience will be different to that person, even though it may be similar. So every case is different. And no matter what, God created the whole earth, all the people, all the husbands inside, all the wife inside. He knows the way he has created them. So you better run back to the creator of that husband, that wife, and let him sort you out. These things are not easy. Lives are being lost as a result of these things we're talking about. And that's why, I don't take for granted whoever is even listening on the FYP as well, because your life matters. It matters. And I mean, you cannot predict or control what your spouse may do sometimes. You may not be able to, but just like Debbie said, as long as you're not fighting each other, you're fighting that challenge or that issue, you might just, be okay. Both of you persevering just to overcome whatever it is. So, welfare to wealth. I'm gonna come to you. Good evening, sis. No, hey, I'm surprised though. Your bedtime. I hope you're good. But I always love it when you come in, zoom in like that, drop the bomb, and then zoom out. Well, thank you so much for joining. I hope your week has been good.
Yeah, good evening. So far, so good, my dear. Just
Thank
came in
God for
actually
that.
there, so yeah, tired.
Yeah, we've shared a lot. I don't know what's coming to mind. What you want to add to it, please?
I just wanted to piggyback from what Debbie was talking about. That in marriage, there's going to be different levels of perseverance, patience with one another. We have to be patient with ourselves.
Oh,
Sharing. It's not easy to share a bed and share a room with somebody. Everybody has their own kind of habits, their own ways. Some people can arrange their wardrobe and their space very well. Some people are messy, so it's not easy to share space with somebody. So there's a level of patience and perseverance that sometimes even just turning a blind eye. If you are somebody who's on who's very kept, neat, tidy. You don't like people throwing their socks anyhow. So each time you see it, if it doesn't irritate you, if you've dealt with it, you might just end up picking it up yourself and putting it in somewhere. But it's one of those things where your husband cannot be like you and your wife cannot be like you. So there's always things that will be different, which you either have to learn to cope with them and just turn a blind eye to it. But once you're sharing a space with somebody, there's going to be a great deal of patience and perseverance and understanding, you name it. But the question is, what is it that we're persevering with? That's the thing. What is this? What is it? I feel like minor things, what I'll call minor things. There's some things that are minor, you can overlook, There are some things that are major. There are some things that may be minor to somebody, but major to another person. So what is it we're dealing with? This is where, again, the place of vetting and understanding the people that we're going into long-term relationships with them. Is that place. If you know, for example, now I'm working with families and I'm learning a lot about ADHD. And people who got ADHD, they struggle a lot with organizational skills, timekeeping, time management. In fact, because they are very irritable, they struggle with relationships. So these people are good at historically they hop from one relationship to the other because they find it difficult to maintain friends and even relationships. Now imagine you're dating someone who has got ADHD and you have no understanding of what it is. That is a disaster waiting to happen. Because you will not be able to comprehend why they are so always late, why they are so disorganized. You just will not be able to comprehend it if you don't understand that this is what this person is struggling with. It's worse if the person doesn't even know that that's what they have. Even worse, because sometimes when you know, that awareness will make you either explain to somebody or even be aware of your own shortcomings and try and make an effort. There's nothing worse like somebody has got leprosy and you're telling them you got leprosy and they tell you, no, I don't have any leprosy. You're crazy. So there's a place of awareness. But what are we persevering with? Are we talking about things that people can make an effort to work on it or change or improve it? Are we talking about the size of my head? I mean, my head is big, is the way it is now. My head is not going to change anytime soon. So if you don't like the shape of my head, then you shouldn't be marrying me because my head is not going to change anytime soon. Are we talking about people who are snoring? There's people who actually struggle with their partner snoring.
And it may not even start when you newly got married. So
Yeah,
it
it
start
starts in
later
the
on.
middle.
So, I mean,
I know couples that snoring has been a big thing. The man has got to buy all kind of now. There's some clippers that people have to clip. There's all sorts happening, around that. You have the ones who go insomnia, who are turning around in the bed, and the other person is like, "Can you stay still? I can't sleep because you're spinning up all around. You're turning up and I can't sleep." So there's all sorts. When you're sharing space with somebody, there's so many things that you have to persevere with. But what are we talking about? What is the impact on the other person and this marriage for this thing we're talking about perseverance? Is it something that the other party can work on and improve it or change it? Because if it's something that, like I said, give an example. I can't sleep with lights. So if you're going to be leaving the lights in the room on, we're going to have a problem. Because technically, if I sleep with lights on, I wake up the next day with a migraine. If I don't wake up and switch that light off and I sleep with that light, I'm waking up in the morning with a migraine. So I don't do lights at all. Now imagine somebody comes and tells me, well, you have to learn to use lights because I do lights. Do you see how catastrophic that's going to be? So there are some things that people cannot just change by virtue of the impact that it has on them. And if it's something that why do you need lights when you're sleeping? I mean, most people will use like a shadow bedside lamp that is dim and all of that. Who sleeps with lights bright on? Who does that? It's the same thing with TV or radio, or even watching videos on the phone. Your partner is sleeping, you are next to on the pillow next to them, you're blasting TikTok when they are sleeping. And you want them to persevere, to understand? Really? So what is it that we're persevering with? Debbie did touch on things like illness, waiting for a child. These are things that, it's a challenge for the family and we all were pulling our weight and supporting one another. Things like that, you persevere. If you decide to the family money each time you want to take it and, I don't know, send it to Africa. When it's time to maybe to pay the mortgage or to pay rent, that is the time when you want to send money to your parents and for your project in Africa at the expense of that mortgage or at that rent. And it becomes a pattern. What do you think is going to happen down the line? You can't be telling somebody to persevere when the mortgage is due.
Let's be tapping, because I don't know why they're dropping people. Let's be tapping and be active, please. And let's follow one another as well. Sorry, my dear sis.
So if it's about management of money, and we're saying, nobody is saying don't send money to Africa, but we're saying we can't take money for our rent or our mortgage, which is one of the highest of needs, and there's a consequence if you don't pay that rent or that mortgage. That's not the money to take and send to Africa, because there's clearly a consequence on the family. So you can't be saying, well, I'm the man, I'll do what. No, it doesn't work in that case. It just doesn't work. So what is it that we're persevering with? I think that's a bone of contention. Yes, I agree that there's going to be a whole lot of perseverance and patience and long suffering through all the words that you want in there. But what is it that we're dealing with? Is it something that is a challenge for nature? Is it something that none of us can do anything about it? Are we talking about something that somebody can have a different approach or change in attitude to make it different and they just don't want to?
Yeah.
Because eventually with time, that patience is going to thin out, because this other person can clearly see that if you did it this way, we won't be suffering like this. Eventually, they won't be part of it. Nobody wants to suffer if there's a solution. People are more likely to persevere when there's no solution or it's really not in our hands. But when we see a solution, when I see a solution and somebody just doesn't want to do it, but I will be tired.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
I'll be tired. It's the same with even childbearing. If a couple, it normally starts with people, okay, expecting that it will happen. And then when it doesn't happen, after some time, they start thinking, okay, maybe we should go and check. Should we go and check? If as a couple, you guys you're not able to conceive, and the woman or the man is saying, let's go and check, and one person is saying, I'm fine, I don't want to go and check. This is a time bomb. That is a time bomb waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Because the other party soon will say, okay, what is it that you're hiding? Why are you not? Why don't you want us to go and check ourselves? Eventually, the other party is not going to take it. So even you see that, I'm saying that what is this perseverance we're talking about? It depends. But yes, in marriage, like I said, even from sharing the same space, sharing the car, we have to persevere with one another because we're different. Even 5 siblings from the same household, they are different. Talk less of two people from two different ends.
Strangers.
So there's a place of perseverance, absolutely. But what is it that we're talking about? When I hear things like perseverance and long suffering, unfortunately,
Uh-oh. I hope TikTok is not muting you.
purpose of marriage was for people to suffer. I don't believe it. I do not believe that the purpose of marriage is for people to suffer. No.
Sorry,
The
sis.
whole point
I
of true
say here a lot of times that, when we're not enjoying the essence of marriage, we should check ourselves. There's something we're not doing that we're meant to be doing, or we're doing something that we're not meant to be doing. And these things, it's hard for each individual to kind of self-reflect and even chastise themselves. And it's bad enough we don't want to chastise ourselves, and then your spouse, who knows you better than anybody, is trying to bring your attention to certain things and will fight them, and then you go bring all sort of issues that is not even there. So sometimes it's just needless. It's just pointless, making the other party suffer for no reason, just because maybe pride, ego, or we feel shame or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not believe that. I think marriage, if you look at Christ and the church, that union, that bond between Christ and the church, that's what marriage is actually supposed to be. So it's actually, I mean, if the Bible can say that one would chase 1,000 and two 10,000s, is that multiplier effect? It's supposed to be a multiplier effect, and that will make both of you better off than you were as singles, than you were as individuals. That unit is supposed to make both parties thrive and excel and become their best selves.
Yeah.
But if that is not happening when you marry, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. So I don't believe that marriage was designed for people to suffer. It was there to make your life easy.
Yeah.
You go to work, you come back to a warm meal. You come back to a clean house. You come back to company. You come back to company. You come back to somebody who would consistently ask you, are you okay? You come back to a warm hug. You get some ta-ta-ta. Company. Somebody to share your vision with. Talk to express somebody who sees you. The you inside, the vulnerable you.
Yeah.
It was not designed for you to suffer. It was not designed for somebody to walk through the door and the other person is avoiding them. And they're sleeping in separate rooms. They're not talking to one another. No. That's not what it was designed for. I'm sorry. That's not what it was designed for.
I mean, it's the truth. Yeah.
So if you're there married to somebody, you're there, sitting in the same house, we've not spoken for 2 days. They've not spoken for 3 days. They're not talking to one another. You sleep on the same bed. One person is looking at east, the other person is looking at west. Nah. That's not what it was meant for.
No, not at all.
Until children are telling parents in the house, why are you put together? You just divorced. This is because there's no point. Children are telling parents now, why are you put deceiving yourselves?
That's serious.
Please. No, let's do better. We're nobody is created to be an island. I would say we are people. We're created to have an interlink, have an interrelationship with somebody else. We're never designed to be by ourselves. So if you're blessed with a husband, blessed with a wife, can we make it count? Can we appreciate this human being that God has given us, your own whole person that God has given you? Can we make it count? There's no point being together in the house and, like I said, one is looking at east, the other one is looking at west. There's no point. Guess what? You're not talking to one another. If you step out this morning, I was taking my son to school. Literally not even up to 2 minutes from my house. Accident early in the morning. Complete spin over. The car was on their back and the tires were all up. All the glasses completely shattered. This was in a roundabout. And I'm wondering what kind of speed was going to get a car like that. Because the tendency is that when you're approaching a roundabout, you slow down. So what would have happened to early in the morning? This is 8 o'clock.
Wow.
God help the person or people that were in that car. Do you know you're leaving home not talking to people? Wife not talking to husband. Do you know if you're going to come back? And guess what? When that happens to you, guess who they'll be calling? They'll be calling the person that is in the house.
Of course.
The police is not going to find out whether you people are talking to each other. They'll be calling the person that is in the house.
Yeah.
Please, let's do better. Let's do our vettings right. And let's go into these things and make it count. Because it's actually designed to make our lives easier and sweeter. That's the point. Thank you, ladies and gents.
Thank you, sis. Wow. Honestly, we can do better. Let pride go. Let ego go. And just, I don't know what else we can say. We have been talking since 8 o'clock. Lord have mercy. We need to do better. Go back, self-reflect, call your spouse, reflect together, and, pick up the pieces before it's too late. Because your children are there, just 2 of you, maybe with 2, 3, 4 children. What are we passing on to them? These things are difficult. These things are hard. And that's why we see where the society is today in terms of marriage and all of that. There's no easy way out of this. We just must do the needful. And it's very, very important. Thank you so much for your contribution. I'm just going to post my puzzle whilst we get ready. Everybody, we've said it all. Thank you so much. I don't know, it's like they just abandoned me here now. I don't know. Something has triggered off. I'll have to check. It's giving us this cozy vibe. I'm almost feeling sleepy, to be honest with you. But thank God, we've said it all. Perseverance and marriage. It takes a lot. If you're not ready mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, please do not go into marriage because, if you go into it without any knowledge or whatsoever, I hope you have enough perseverance more meter to help you through it. Please, let's do the needful. Let us not allow culture to rob us of enjoying our marriages. I say, okay, you leave one person, you go to the other. It's the same human being. Maybe one might be taller, one might be thinner, whatever it is, and you still face issues in that marriage as well. Why not stay in that one and sort things out and learn and grow and learn and keep growing? God will help us and give us the grace to persevere, where it matters, But like I say, please, there's a thin line. Look out for yourself. You matter as well, whether husband or whether wife. When your life is threatened in that marriage, that is not God's intention for you being in that marriage. So we need to look out for ourselves, and let's be wise. Let's be wise, really. The end of a marriage, in as much as, here we don't encourage divorce, in as much as we know life is happening. If you have to go your separate ways, does not mean the end of your life. You are built for more. Marriage is not the the beginning, the end of your life, so to say. But if you want to engage in it, best be ready that all it takes, you are ready to give, to that marriage. Thank you all so much for your contributions tonight. Leslie, Shan, Welfare to Wealth, Kenneth, 813. Well, I know you're contributing. Debbie, I don't know, I've been pressing the thing to bring you back. It's not bringing you back. Thank you so much. And Evangelism TV, I don't know why it's not even brought you back. Thank you everyone for your contribution. So I don't know, maybe one or two of us might try our puzzle for tonight, and then we'll call it a night. We'll have an early night today. And, we'll leave everything in the hand of God. I mean, as much as we have done our part, and let God help us, because there are challenges we would have to face together, not facing one another. We need the grace, the grace. I always say, take it to the Lord in prayer. It's very important. Hey, I think she's back. Yes. Welfare to Wealth. You want to try the puzzle? 3 times without blabbing as fast as possible. This one is really a tongue twister. Persevering partners press past problems, praying persistently for peace and progress. 3 times without blabbing. Let's see. Debbie, I'm pressing this thing. I don't know why it's not still bringing you up. Okay. Any taker? Debbie has come back to do this. Yeah, let's do this.
Come back to do what?
The tongue twister. Isn't that why you were trying to come back home? Isn't that why you're coming? Please, let's keep tapping still. If you want to help with my goals for tonight, thank you so much for the support so far. I really appreciate. Let's follow one another here, please. It's very important. We keep building this community, and God helping us. We're doing our part, and the Lord will water it really, so that we can reach much more people struggling in their marriages, to reflect, unlearn, relearn, and do better. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Thank you. So, Debbie, Oya starts now. Persevering partners press past problems, praying persistently for peace and progress. 3 times without blabbing, please, as fast as possible.
Okay, let me see.
Thank you. Welfare to Wealth. Thank you.
Okay, let's try.
Leslie, don't be quiet now. Oh. At least we have submitted that project.
Persevering partners press past problem, praying persistently for peace and progress. Persevering partners press past problem, praying persistently for peace and progress. Persevering partners press past problem, praying persistently for peace and progress. I will do it again.
Okay. Breathe, calm down. And,
Oh, wow. Okay. TikTok, what is your problem?
Maybe I'm praying for you and everybody else.
Okay, she's praying for me. Let me hide under the prayer. Oh, yeah, where is it? Persevering partners press past problem, praying persistently for peace and progress. Persevering partners press past problems, praying persistently for peace and progress. Persevering partners press past problems, praying persistently for peace and progress.
Yay! You see, in fact, that clap was not enough. I had to clap. Well done, Debbie. You're too much, oh.
Wow, that was tough today. Oh.
In fact, well done.
Thank you for
You nailed it. So,
wow.
who are we praying for next?
Let me pray for Shan.
Oh, Shani girl.
I'm praying for you. The God that did it for me will do it for you.
Amen. Amen.
I am not really confident in myself this time around.
What did you say?
I'm not really confident in myself this time around. This one.
Why? Yeah, we're trying anyways. I mean, let's just.
Passing, but the third one wasn't coming.
Oh, okay. You've been practicing. Maybe when you actually say it live now, it will come.
Let me try.
Okay.
Persevering partners press past problems, praying persistently for peace and progress. Persevering partners press past problems, praying persistently for peace and progress. Persevering partners press past problems, praying persistently for peace and progress.
Yay! You see, I told you maybe the third one will come up. Well done. Well done, you. There's your 2 ice cream. Where's my donut? You people, they say I'm giving you too much sugar on this platform. Okay, let's see the man or the men. 8:13, you want to try? Give us the Spanish version. Leslie, now, you can't be mute like that. Please, let's hear you. Either you or Kenneth, you have to bail each other out. Elder Ken,
In prayers.
Father Lord, oh my goodness. Elder Kenneth, oh, you're welcome, Shan. Elder Kenneth, Leslie, we're waiting. Do you need me to welcome you with the clap? After all that clapping, please now. One of you will have to say it to represent the men on this platform tonight. See, Leslie is laughing. I can see you laughing. Okay, good night. Welfare to wealth. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Elder Kenneth, now, come on, people. Otherwise, we'll task you all.
I've tried, it's not coming.
Please.
It's not coming.
Let's just try. We will try.
No. I've tried because I'm not getting it, so I don't want to say it out.
You know, it's just for laughs. We're getting too serious with this thing, no?
Yeah, but the problem is not coming.
Okay, say it 2 times.
Hey. Oh God, you people will laugh me, because I've tried several times. I'm not getting it, so I say no need.
It's okay.
Let me try. Perseverant partner press past problem, praying persisting for peace and progress. Perseverant partner press past problem, praying persisting for peace and progress.
Oh my God, I thought I was going to, but Leslie, you're laughing there. You better unmute and bail each other out. You say you will not choke on yourself. No, you will not choke. This one, it's not up to choking. Let's just give you 1 donut.
Let me take the plunge.
That's the spirit.
If I not get excuse now, I don't finish all my work for today, so I don't
Exactly.
get excuse.
That's the spirit. Busola, I feel you.
Let me persevere through this one.
You're the one making yourself laugh now. Let's laugh it out. Okay, we've laughed it out.
Here we go. Right, let's go. Where is it again? Okay, I've seen it now. Persevering partners press past problems, praying, persisting for peace and progress. Persevering partners press past problems, praying, persisting for persevering past. Persevering partners press past problems, praying, persisting for peace and progress.
Okay, are you just starting or you're...
I'm finished. I'm finished.
Okay, well done. At least nice attempt. Let's just clap it. We just really looking for you.
Mr. Leslie, please try it again. What is fair?
I was wondering that maybe in tongues.
Don't get me started.
No, don't worry. We've accepted that for today, so it's fine.
Did
Thank
you
you.
in tongues or what? What?
I I'm like, is he still talking or is it TikTok now? No, let's not blame TikTok for everything, please. But all the same, thank you. Nice attempt.
I first thought it was my nose, and I'm like,
But he tried at least, because especially at night like this, when people their brain all they're thinking is just to go and sleep, and now we're tasking them, but just for laughs, as you know. So thank you so much, every single one of you, part of this community. I really, 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 really appreciate every single one of you. Let's keep on persevering with wisdom, because it's wisdom that is profitable to direct us in all that we will be doing. And know that your spouse is not perfect. We're not perfect. So let's open up a bit, and God helping all of us, like I said in my talk, let's pray for one another, because it's very important. When you're strong, husband may be strong, the wife is weak. The wife might be strong, the husband is weak. So we need to keep praying for one another. And please, please, please always remember that vow is before God and then two of you. So always put God in your matter, so that, challenges will come, or not because God is in there, there's no challenge. Hey, it will come, but God will see you through by his grace. So have a wonderful night. Enjoy the weekend ahead. And I'll see you back on Monday by the grace of God. 8 p.m. UK time, where we'll go into issues, relating to individuals as well. I say we only have one life to live, and we have to get it right. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Leslie, Shan, Kenneth, A13, gracias. Thank you, Debbie, Welfare to Wealth, Evangelism TV, and everyone that has been part of this live today. Everyone, let me see it, because sometimes there's some people there. Pons, I see you. Official Adeyemi, I see you. And quite a number of people that have come and stayed and have left all the same. God bless you. I'll see you back here Monday by the grace of God. Good night, everybody. Good night. Thank you. Thank you so much. Elder Kenneth, thank you. Debbie Gazin, thank you. God bless you. Thank you. A13, gracias. Thank you. Yes, so thank you, Debbie Gazin. You tried. Well done. Good night, everyone. Oh, thank you, Kenneth. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Have a lovely night rest. Elvis, I see you.